Good evening, everyone, and welcomes once again to Infinite Talk, which is a education show. And we are here with you today with the France Institute, UniLaSalle Polytechnic Institute, and we have Mr. Anthony with us, who is a head of international marketing, international recruitment, and Miss Caroline, promotion officer at international office. So welcome, Anthony and Caroline, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So you've been promoting institute in India subcontinent now, and you get students coming in. So I just want to understand, before we talk about the institute, how do you define France as a destination for international students? Because there is a lot of competition at present. The students are opting for Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK. So how do you define France? Why are international students should come to France?
So first of all, France is in the top 5 study destination worldwide. So, and even since a few years, the government has pushed that we reach a higher amount of international students. We have 300,000 students, and they want to reach 500,000 in the next year. So that's a big push for our international policies. We are really stable also on international policies for international students. A few years ago, we even signed an agreement with India, so our Indian students have a post-graduate visa of 2 years after studying. You can have a work permit for 2 years. And if you have spent more than 5 years in France in our integrated program, you can also get the nationality. And last but not least, when you hear France, you always think about French language. But what you should know is that we do have also program taught in English, and there is more and more program fully taught in English. You don't need to know a word of French. Of course, you can learn a bit before to start a program taught in English.
Thank you very much, Anthony. And as Anthony said, so the government policies are very, very favorable when you talk about student wants to study at France. So they give work permit to the student, which is obvious, because as a student, they invest a lot of money in foreign education. So once you complete your studies at master's level, you get 2 years of post-study work visa and you're allowed to work full-time. The best part is the integrated programs. So if you study in France for 5 years, you become eligible to apply for nationality. So they have integrated programs, 3+2, and that's a brilliant option for students who wants to go and study in France with UniLaSalle Polytechnic Institute. Caroline, how many students do you have at campus? Because I can see you as a promotion officer. Mm-hmm. So I think promotion officer has a lot of things to do with the students coming in, the policies at international office. So how many students do you manage at present?
So in fact, we have 4 campuses. So in Beauvais, Rouen, Rennes, and Amiens, so 4 French cities. And on all that 4 campuses, we have like 4,000 students.
All right.
And on the Rouen campus, it's more like 600 students.
600 students.
Yeah. And that's officially our international campus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these 4,000 students are all international students, or it has the French student as well?
All together.
All together.
International and national students.
And Anthony, from what all countries do you get students coming in when we talk about international students? Because you've been head of international, so.
So most other countries, most of the international students are of course from Africa, historically because of our history. So Morocco, Senegal. But we see that more and more English-speaking countries are coming. We see the growth of India, the growth of a bit of Mauritius, a bit of Nigeria, in the US, and for some of the program also South America is a big market for us.
Oh. So they get students, the biggest market for them is Africa at present, so they get students from Africa, but the English countries are picking up, so they're getting students coming from Mauritius, India, everywhere. Strength of 4,000 students, including domestic and international student at the campus. And the best part is they do have courses in English. So when a student think about France, so they only think the courses will be in French, and then we have to do French language before we go to France to study further. It's not the case. So the case is they have 4 programs which are niche programs they offer in English language, and a lot of other programs in French language. So because we are targeting at present, the video is especially for English countries, when you talk about India, Sri Lanka. So these students will be more interested, on English programs. So I would like to put some light on the 4 courses what you run in English for them. So if I talk, so these are the few brochures I have got from the institute. So you have a course called Masters of Science, Urban Agriculture and Green Cities. And honestly speaking, in my career of 15 years, I have not seen this course in any of the university. So it looks like a very, very niche program. And Anthony, can you put some light onto the program, how it is career oriented for the students, please?
Yeah, so this Urban Agriculture and Green Cities is really a program where we train future professional and expert in the field of climate change and how to adapt our cities. You know, currently India is hitting with this heat wave. If we're able to have more greener cities, we will be able to reduce from 1 to 2 degrees our temperatures. We should know also that if we're able to produce locally, you know, the land is also reducing, and we need to produce inside cities now. So that's why we train the right expert in this program.
So the program covers the global challenge, you know, so the biggest challenge for us at present, and which the world might face in coming time, is the food scarcity, the temperature increase, the weather is changing. So this program is specially designed to cover all these challenges in the coming future. So looks like a very, very goal oriented and career oriented program. And especially with the government sector, I think there is a lot of need for these peoples to come and do some work for the country. So the course looks beautiful and it's taught in English. What is the duration of the program, Caroline? So how long the student has to study for on this program?
On this one, they have to have a master degree.
Yeah.
For.
Yeah.
And it's 18 months.
18 months program. So the student comes to you for masters, they study for 18 months. And what is the cost for the program? So how much they need to invest to get onto this?
But the costs, the fees are at 8,500 euros
Okay.
For a full program. So it's 1 year academic and 6 month internship. So the 8,500 is really for the 18 month.
Okay. So it's 1 year academic program and 6 months internship. The complete course for 18 months cost 8,500 euros, which is approximately 8 lakhs Indian rupees, which is quite affordable for anyone who wants to have a niche degree for the future career prospect. What you said, 1 year of academic and 6 months of internship. So how do you define internship? Is this internships, are they paid internships or are they non-paid internships for the students?
So in France, internships are paid. As long as you do minimum 2 month internship, they are paid about 600 euros per month. 600 euros is more or less the cost of living in France per month. And we do have a career center. We have a platform where we get all the internship offers. Then we have our alumni, and then there is the career centers to help you to how to do your resume, how to find the right network, and we even have guest lecturers which are from companies.
Okay.
And sometimes you get already in contact with them to get an internship.
Right. So as Anthony said, you know, the internship for 6 months is a paid internship because France as a country has a law. If the internship is more than 2 months, it has to be paid internship. So the students are safe. They get paid internship for approximately 600 euros per month, which is an opportunity for them. Once you complete the program for 18 months, you get 2 years of post-study work visa. And the track record says once you're working as an intern, it becomes easy for you to get into full-time job. Brilliant program. So the very important question, Anthony, what kind of profile you look at? So what should a student qualification has to be if they want to get into this program?
So for this program, Urban Agriculture and Green Cities, we look at students who have a background in life science. So for example, biotechnology, agriculture, biochemistry. So this is more of a part life science, but you also have people coming from urban planning, architecture, which are more city oriented,
Right.
who can also apply for this program.
Yeah. And I tell you, you know, with this present government in India, so a lot of cities are now been ranked as a planned cities, and they have declared to plan a lot more cities. So a very, very niche program, and this is the demand of the future. And all biotechnology students, science background students are eligible to study a Masters of Science, Urban Agriculture and Green Cities at UniLaSalle Polytechnic Institute. We'll talk about another program which again looks great, you know, the Masters of Science, Agriculture, Food, Data and Management. So how does this program works, and what it has to do with the food data management and agriculture? So does a student has to do farming when they come for this program?
So, so the agriculture and food data management is also here to train experts. We created this program because we had a lot of requests of companies we used to have experts in agriculture and experts in data or in informatics. The problem is we never had a match of both. That's why we created this program, data and agriculture management. For example, tomorrow we want to produce more. We are 7 billion around the world, we'll be 10 billion by 2050. If we want to produce more and to adapt to climate change, we need to use data and informatics. Informatics is now everywhere and is also in the agricultural. That's why we look at students also from informatics or also from agriculture.
Yeah. So this program is a beautifully designed program to meet the demand of agriculture industry, because as Anthony said, the land portion is now decreasing globally, and until and unless the new techniques comes into the picture, the data come into the picture, it will be very, very difficult to meet the food scarcity in coming future time. So this program is again for 18 months, 1 year of academic and 6 months of internship, right?
Yes.
And the internship is again the paid internship at 600 euros per month. So once the student completes the internship, they get into 2 years of post-study work visa. So what is the full-time salary packages they get after completion of the program in France?
So it will depends on the job. We have people reaching really, really high, and some which are on the average. I would say the average will be 35,000 euros brutto per year, which is a good amount to start. Some are reaching 40,000, 45,000, depending on the job and the company. If you work for a top company like Danone or Nestle, that you probably know, or Ferrero, you will be even on a higher salary.
Okay.
So that's the average.
Okay. So the average salary once you complete your masters in food and agriculture, food data and agriculture with UniLaSalle, comes to around 35,000 euros per annum. And again, it depends on your capabilities, on your work experience, and you can do wonders in your life coming future. So Anthony, these are the two masters program what you run in English, and there is one more what I can see, and is again related to eco innovation. So the program is called Sustainable Management in Eco Innovation. So can you define what is management in eco innovation? So which again looks very unique.
Yeah. So what we notice is that in India or everywhere around the world, we have companies who are more and more careful about what they do in terms of environments, in terms of carbons. They want to change their products. You notice in a lot of cities now there is electric cars, electric motorbikes, and these companies, if I take Tata or big companies, they want also experts to help them on defining their sustainable developments and models. Or also, let's say if tomorrow a company wants to remove plastics out of the streets and everywhere, and they find another product, they will need a manager of this, and to have the right person to tell you we go on this market or we don't go, and that's interesting for you and for the planet.
Yeah, that's more about circular economy.
Yeah,
you know?
So the program is beautifully designed because there is a lot of ecosystem problems are happening at present when we talk about the infrastructure, when we talk about the climate change. The plastic bags are banned, and it's not easy to ban the plastic bags, because if the government bans something, they need to get something new in the market, and to get that new in the market, it's not easy to reach everywhere. So the companies are there which manage the sustainable businesses, sustainable model for the government, and make sure the ecosystems get better and better day by day. So these three programs what we are talking about are very, very niche programs, and these are the future. So I especially would like to guide all the students here, all the agent partners here. So if you have a student who is genuinely looking for a career in data science or in food industry or in biotechnology, please guide them with UniLaSalle Polytechnic Institute, and they will have a great career ahead. So this is all about the students who have already done their bachelor's, wants to do masters. Do your masters, get into 2 years of post-study work visa and have a bright career. there is another unique program which is a 5 years program, Anthony, and the program is Food, Environment and Engineering. So why the program is for 5 years? Who will study for 5 years? Do you think the students will continue study for 5 years? How does this work? So yeah, so do you look at graduate or you look at undergraduate students onto this program?
So we look at both. So
Okay.
students can enter in when they finish their high school to enter in year 1 and they go until year 5. What is nice is that in 5 years you get an engineering degree. You do bachelor and master integrated. In some countries, even here, if you do engineering, it's 4 years plus you add 2 years, so it's 6 years. Here in 5 years, you can have a faster track.
Okay.
So you enter in year 1. But if you have done a bachelor in agriculture or biotechnology once again, and you can also apply for the program for the end of the undergraduate or beginning of master, depending on your current level.
Perfect. So this is a program which is designed for all the profiles. Student who has done 12th in India or India subcontinent, or there are a lot of students who do 10 plus 3 years of diploma, and then if they want to do bachelor's, they have to start from very first year. And there are students who do their bachelor's and want to enter into food and environment engineering program. So a student who have done 12th wants to do food and environment engineering can study for 5 years, complete their master's. Student with 10 plus 3 years of diploma gets entry into second year, so they study for 4 years, or student with 12 years of 2 years of diploma get entry into second year again. And obviously the non-background students who wants to get into food, so they can start on to their bachelor's. So upcoming industry, food and environment and engineering. So this 5 years program, the best part is, the program is a credit transfer program. So Anthony, if someone study with you, suppose for first 3 years, so do they compulsory need to do 4 and 5 year with you, or they can study from anywhere else in Europe also?
So they technically don't need to do the 5 year with us. So
Okay.
they have what we call in Europe, European Credit Transfer System,
Okay.
which means that you can easily go to another university. For example, in year 4, you go to Wageningen in the Netherlands. You can go to Ireland, for example, to do your year 4 and 5. We have more than 20 specialization. Imagine tomorrow you say, I'm not interested in international ag and trade, or not in logistics, not in marketing, not in commerce of ag and food, and you see another specialization in another university, then that's possible to go in year 4 and 5 there.
Okay. And I can see here that you have a tie-up with a UK university as well to complete the masters. So how does that work for these students?
Yeah. So students will go in year 5 or year 6, depending on the university. In year 5, for example, they can go on a double degree with Cranfield University or Wageningen in the Netherlands. So they spend really the final year of our engineering program there, and then they will get a British degree and a French degree. Okay? But we also have partnership with this university, also in the US or in Canada. The thing is that you don't pay the American or British fees, you pay our fees.
Right.
And as you know, and we'll also share, the fees are a bit lower than what is on the international market, because we get a lot of help of the French state.
Okay. And what is the tuition fees for this program?
So for this program, we are at about 10,000 euros per year.
Okay.
So as you see, it's a good deal compared to other
Right.
universities.
So a 5 years program at 10,000 euros per year, the opportunity for students, if they want to do their masters from a very highly ranked UK university, Cranfield University, so they can study for 4 years and they can do the last year with a UK university as well and get awarded with a dual degree. So if they complete with Cranfield, so they get degree from 2 universities,
Yeah.
one from UniLaSalle and one from Cranfield University, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The best part is, if you look at the tuition fees for Cranfield University for masters comes to around £25,000, and you can check online on website. But if you are routing through UniLaSalle to complete your masters, the tuition fees remains the same at 10,000 euros per year, even if you're completing your degree from Cranfield University. So it's a highly discounted program for the students who wants to finish their degree at UK University. Anthony, I can also see somewhere it was mentioned about Imperial College. So do you work with Imperial College in collaboration as well in UK?
Yeah, We work with Imperial more rarely because it's also, I think, more selective when we do the selection for our students.
Okay.
But that's also possible for Imperial.
Okay. Okay. And what about accommodation, Anthony? Because a lot of Indian students who go abroad and when they land up, so the biggest problem they face is accommodation. And once they reach the campus, sometimes they complain that we don't know where to stay. Might be it's a lack of pre-departure briefing to the students or not being properly guided. So how do you guide your students onto the accommodation? And do they need to book pre-boarding there, or how does it happen for you?
So we have a welcome team on each campus, and we also have a buddy, a student who is also here to help you before to come. And once you arrive, you can already ask questions. But the main job is done by the welcome team. The welcome team is here to give you all the guidance for housing. So we have our own housing, and we also have partners housing with Studapart, which is a French company which provide housing.
Okay.
And then we work on pickup at the airport. We have a few days where we can pick up students. We also have a welcome package also for students when you arrive, and it's the survival package for the first week. So that's something.
So what all things are included in survival package?
Survival package, you get towels, food, sheets, blankets, and cutlery and pans.
Oh, that's brilliant. So they're being very kind to all the international students coming in. So no problem for accommodation because they have in-house accommodation for you, and they also work closely with Stud Apartments, which is a private sharing accommodation. You can book your accommodation before you fly and meet the welcome team once you reach at UniLaSalle Polytechnic Institute, and you've been welcomed by the welcome package. So which is very unique, because I have never heard any university doing this kind of services for the international student. So you get a welcome pack which have a food for your survival, the towel and blankets, sheets, and they're always there to support you. So Anthony, before we end the show today, and anything you want to guide the partners here, the agents here who wants to work closely with you, so any messages for you from you for your partners now?
Yeah, what I think is that we have really niche program, and what I really like in UniLaSalle is that it's tailor-made. What we try to have is a good employment rate, so about 50% of our students find a job even before graduation. It's also tailor-made because we try to keep small groups to have a better quality, to help students more easily. Sometimes you have students going abroad in big universities. They are 18 years old, without parents. Maybe the uncle is living 500 kilometers from there, but they have no one. Here, what is good is that we have a family. It's what we try to work on, to keep it really close to our students. All our professors know their student by their first name. If you take big university, that's not the case. They do the lecture most of the time, and then they go home, and there is no contact. For us, it's really, what we try to keep is really a family.
Right. And Caroline, a message for our partners and for agent partners who wants to promote UniLaSalle in their market, in their region, from your side. Any message for them?
I just say that today UniLaSalle is the biggest university teaching life sciences, environmental sciences, and earth sciences also.
Okay. So as Anthony and Caroline said, UniLaSalle, the biggest university working on life cycle programs, food management, the future problems and the challenges. And this is very nice to hear that 50% of the students get confirmed job letters even before they graduate from the program. So this is an excellent opportunity for the students looking forward to study in France. Stagnant government policies, study for 1.5 years, complete your masters, get 2 years of post-study work visa, or do an integrated program for 5 years and apply for French nationality. With this, I would like to thank Anthony and Caroline today.
Thank you.
And thank you very much. And we are looking forward and keep getting more and more programs. Face what are the challenges coming in, and we would love to promote them all. And thank you very much, Anthony. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.